The bed.
Morning everyone, Angus Tarvale here, watching a beautiful sunrise down in beautiful Hamilton, here with my little boy Leo. This is Isolation Nation. Let's go.
Welcome back to Investec Super Rugby Isolation Nation. Very mixed emotions this week because this is our very last show. But for New Zealand, for you at home, it's great news because we have done it, Izzy. We are down to level 1, and that means we can get back to rugby this weekend and actually watching it at the grounds.
I can't wait. I'm heading up on Friday. I packed my bags about 3 weeks ago and booked in to do the Auckland game. Blues v Hurricanes. I'm staying at Bodie's house. Doesn't get any better. I'm so excited to be able to finally watch some rugby and actually do some work.
Oh, well, now I wish it was the Blues playing the Crusaders since you're staying at Bodie's.
Yeah, if it was, I'll be coming home really late and keeping them up all night.
Tonight we chat with Bodie's teammate Matt Duffie, who could be on the end of a few of his patented cross kicks on Sunday. Barrett's golfing partner Damian McKenzie lets us in on their latest trip because, as we've discovered during lockdown, basically every rugby player wants to be a professional golfer, including you, Izzy. Plus Justin Marshall and Andrew Murdens, they spin us some tall tales. See which ones you actually believe.
That's what he said?
Yeah.
Well, that's a bit rich.
And Highlanders first 5, Josh Ioane builds us up to Saturday's opener against the Chiefs.
Got it in there. Makatava drops a little kick through, and it's an easy try for Josh Ioane.
Oh, you're probably one of the most experienced guys here now. You know, you got a really young squad within the environment.
It's weird, because like I was the new guy, and then real quickly, you know, there's a lot of young boys. We've got some really good young players coming through, and I've said it before that we haven't been able to put on the field what I've seen, what they can do on the training paddock. So I look forward to seeing those young boys, you know, show their skills and show what they can do.
Smith feeds it across to Whitelock. Now Ioane got his pass away. James Lynch's. Ioane could have scored it himself, but Lynch's got it.
Level 1, again, some crowds back at the Zoo. First game v Chiefs. Like, how good would that be to have the supporters in the stands?
Right, unreal. That's music to my ears. Especially that Zoo, man. Can't go past that Zoo. You'd have seen that Zoo a bit.
I've been in there. I've been there quite a bit, fella. It's good value. All the opposition teams train down by the Zoo, bro. So I've been down there warming up for the game and just getting sprayed left, right and centre, because that was when I had no gear back then. So they're just coming into me, throwing daggers. I was like, wow. But I'm loving it. Get up, come on, more. You boys haven't had the Chiefs this year yet, but I reckon if you boys get one over those lads, like the belief within the young guys will just start going. And you saw what it did for the Blues this year. You know, they beat the Hurricanes in Sky Stadium.
Man,
they started believing.
Don't talk to me about the Blues, bro.
Now they got Dan Carter. What the hell?
What the? Don't talk
Get
to me
out
about
of here,
him,
eh?
Disgusting. That's disgusting.
Mate, I'm heartbroken, brother. I'm heartbroken. I can't believe it. I just messaged him then on his Instagram and I said, yuck.
Yeah. Nah. Not there for the Blues.
Not bad. Speaking of yuck, bro, how yuck was your lockdown Olympics challenge? Like, wow.
Coming into this interview, I just heard an answer for that because I knew you were going to ask me about that.
Hey, you don't know how to hacky.
So you know, in Dunedin we have this thing. It's called honesty.
Oh,
one take, bro. Not the practice for a week and then chuck up the video.
Oh my lordy! We didn't have enough camera light space for you, G.
But no, I actually don't know what happened there. I was like, oh my! I thought I was fast, bro. And then I seen everyone else and I was like, holy heck up. Can they delete me off the leaderboard?
Alright, I feel like I have to confess on live TV here. Yeah, it was probably a take for me.
Bro, one take. Come on, bro. One
But
take.
hey, it's my Olympics. I'm gonna do everything to win. So
Yeah, nah. I respect that.
But I felt sorry for him. He took 38 minutes or 48 minutes to do his challenge. And as everyone knows, I'm honest about everything. So I had to come out and say, come clean. It took me 8 attempts to do the hackies, and that's why I got it really quick at 1:14. But hey, I'll do anything to win, and you can't tell me Richard McCaw didn't cheat on the field to win.
Don't tell us anymore, you might get yourself into trouble. Okay, well, someone that was making up their own rules at their place during lockdown was Damian McKenzie. He obviously had Anton Leonard-Brown staying with him. We've caught up with him 2 months later to see how they got on. And guess what? ALB's still there.
Hey guys, this is All Blacks and Chiefs fullback Damian McKenzie, and this is Isolation Nation.
And Jacobson picks a nice ball away to Kane now. Sam Kane gets it away to McKenzie, exploding into space. Now Webber down towards the 22, and in the flash of an eye, the Chiefs are hot on the attack. McKenzie! Oh, he's brilliant! Damian McKenzie!
Were you ready for a break from Anton after being stuck with him for such a long time?
Let it down, bro.
No, honest.
Open your mouth and actually start getting
That looks like any fish, bro.
Lift don't go quite to the top floor that week.
Oh, I think so. Yeah, like he's actually moved back in. Funnily enough, he's got a few renos going on at home. So
He must have missed you.
Yeah, I think he did actually. So he went home for about a week, couldn't handle it, and then come back. So yeah, he's in at home with me at the moment. So I think he's moving home next week. But yeah, nice to have a change in scenery and seeing a few other lads that you haven't seen for a while.
What was the first thing that you did when we dropped down to level 2?
Well, we meet keen golfers, so we try to get away and play a bit of golf. Got down to Taupo last week and played a little bit of golf there.
Were you playing golf with Bodie as well?
I was actually, yeah.
Bodie. Were you both paired up, or was it you and Anton? How did that all work?
So I'm paired with Bodie, so I always play with Bodie, and Geordie usually plays with Anton, and just had a couple of new recruits, and Brad Weber and Ricky Riccatelli. So we got away last weekend, had a bit of a hit in Taupo at Kinloch and Wairiki. And yeah, we'll probably head away at some stage when we can, and maybe in a bye week, and just play some more golf. We love it.
Who got bragging rights?
Bodie and I, well, we won our group, so I think that's three on the trot, so we're pretty happy. We're going all right, so.
Don't actually give it at me.
Oh! Oh!
Hello, it's Mitch Carver from the Chiefs, and this is Isolation Nation.
Good bust here from Tarbell. Gets it away to Nano Saturo. The kick ahead. Awkward. Coming across Ioane. Oh, he's given it away. Carlbeck is in.
I'd like to address a story on a previous episode of Isolation Nation where Jesse Paletti said that I had mistaken the pizza box the wrong way around.
And he come in and he opened up, he goes, look at this. And the pizza base was in there, but there was nothing on top. He was like, they forgot to put the fillings on my pizza, and he was running around like a madman. We said, look at the box, you cabbage, and he turns it over, opens it up, and all the fillings is on the roof of it.
Well, there's absolutely no truth to that story, and having living with the bloke for a wee while, I've actually got a couple of my own. When we first moved in, me and Jesse were sharing a bathroom together, and so I put my mug next to the taps and put my toothbrush and toothpaste in there to brush my teeth, and about 3 or 4 weeks had passed, and still I couldn't see Jesse's toothbrush, so I was a bit concerned because his breath often stunk, so I hit him up. I said, Jesse mate, where's your toothbrush? And he said, oh, I've just been using the one in the mug.
Lolala, the chip on the left side, and yes, the tackle, the try has been scored by Parete. The tackle not good enough, and the Chiefs push forward.
So, Kirsty, obviously there's been a lot of chat about the trick shot and why I haven't done it. I just want to come clean. Like, for me, I do amazing things every day, and it doesn't feel like a trick shot to me. So, like, these guys obviously kick a ball over the roof and goes in the hoop, wow, that's a trick shot for them. But for me, I'm doing those every day, and it just doesn't feel like a trick shot. So I just don't feel like I need to come clean. You know
All
what
I hear is excuses. Is there yet to see the evidence of your amazing trick shots? But some of the past and present stars that did them, like Carlos Spencer Culling, how good?
I'm going to do a kick from here and get it into that basketball hoop.
Oh, you're not going to believe it.
Inside ball from Rico. Duffie is there.
Kia ora, Isolation Nation whānau. Lucky enough to be joined here by Matt Duffie from the Blues, mate. Back into pre-season. How's the body? You're just saying it was in bits, eh?
Yeah, it's been tough actually. I was feeling unreal during lockdown, the 8 weeks or whatever it was. I think it's more just the slowing down, stop starting, reacting and all that sort of stuff that we've done over the last 2 weeks. It's just torn me up. So yeah, I was on the massage table today and just trying to get the body back together.
You got your good mate Bowden, and he's arrived, and obviously great Nick running a 412 Bronco. Disgusting.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
what's it like having someone like him around for the group, and how's he been for you?
No, it's been really good. He sort of came back in just before lockdown, had a couple of weeks of training on the other side of the ball, which is really good, put us under a lot of pressure. And now that he's been here for sort of, I guess, 4 or 5 weeks of training with the team, he's starting to speak up a bit more and sort of add his little, I guess, his flavour to the team. And what he comes with an amazing amount of experience. He's so talented. The way he sees the game is just pretty awesome. And, definitely learning a lot. So
Nice, mate. In opening round, the Canes. Yeah. Has he been given a few insights to how to beat TJ Perenara's skin or Dane Cole's, you know?
Mate, it's set up so perfectly. I mean, you couldn't write it any better.
But have you gone over and tapped Bodie on the shoulders and said, mate, do a little cross kick, mate, and I'll jump over the goalpost? You didn't tell him that or what?
Yeah, far out. He's got a hell of a cross kick, because I tell you what, it's like a dart.
Then he goes with the kick across. And racing after it goes loud. Marpy! He's done it again.
You didn't tell him, just put it as high as you want, I'll get it.
Yeah. Some games I'm screaming for it, and it's an advantage, and they put a little grubber through like straight in front of him. Oh, it gets so dirty, but it is what it is.
Tell them to go watch the highlights, mate. YouTube. Say, boys, put it up. I've got it.
There it is. Gronk looking for Duffie. Here goes the run. He is a master. Matt Duffie.
But the
Cronky,
thing is,
listen.
right?
Oh, Cronky, listen.
Right, the thing is, what happens is if you get an advantage 5 minutes out from the line and you kick across field and you don't score, right? You don't score, it'll never come back. So you've got one chance the whole season. So if you start good, you'll get heaps of them. You muck up one, and then you're sitting in the review. The forwards, we're 5 meters away. What are you kicking? We're like right there. So mate, you've had 20 goes. You've gone 3 meters.
3 centimeters, bro. Let's be honest. Like, boys, give us the ball. You guys are just going no.
Smith to Gronk. They look rattled here now. The Titans. Gronk's off. Rob Duffie. He's bounced. He's ricocheted off the goalpost.
But let's talk about some of your league days. Like you played with the greats. You know, the Cronks, the Smiths, the bloody Slaters. Like, how was it playing with those kind of guys and playing at the Storm? For you, you're only a young kid when you were playing, I guess.
It was amazing. Like I went over as an 18-year-old and spent 1 year sort of in the academy type setup, under 20s, and then got full-time gigs when I was 19. I was there until I was mid-20s, you know, and grew up there and had some amazing times, learned off some of the greats. Billy was probably my biggest influence over there because he was an outside back.
Slater looking to set one up, and he has. Billy Slater, 2 try assists. The beneficiary of this one, Matt Duffie.
Are there any stories about Billy? Any good stories or good yarns? I'm a big Billy fan.
Oh, mate, just the stuff he used to do at training, like, it was ridiculous. Like, 10 times better than what you'd see on the field. He would come into review sometimes and he might have thrown a bad pass, but I'm talking like he's trying to throw a 30-metre cutout, like with someone jamming in, and he throws it over the sideline, and, you know, Craig would have got up in the review and go, oh, what's this crap, you know, like getting into him in the review, and, you know, you got to be better than that. And, you know, Billy's mentality is, he's kind of like, mate, when I do it and it comes off, you guys love me, so, you know, just get off my back sort of thing. And he would stand up for himself. He was such a competitor, like, you know, he was so confident in his ability, and just a great fellow. Like, he used to ride me at training in terms of my work ethic, because especially in that backfield, like covering the backfield, if I shirked a little bit of my responsibility in terms of covering him, he'd just turn around and just spray me massively. But, like, the first one to have a beer with after it's all done, you know, like, we had a great relationship. So,
mate, that just says a lot about the club, like holding your big rock stars accountable.
Yeah. Back when I started, it was like, you know, the big dogs, they run the club, you know, and I'm like carrying the bags at the airport and having to, you know, go leave a nightclub and pick up some chewing gum for some of the old dogs, like when we're out on the town and stuff, like, just random stuff like that, bro. When I'm like 19, you know, that's a story. I won't name names on who made me do it. But
go get a chewing gum.
Yeah, just, bro. Oh, sweet. I'll leave this nightclub, no worries. I was just pumped to be there, you know. Like, my first year, we didn't even earn points, you know, because of the salary cap scandal. So, mate, after every game, it was just like, oh, let's celebrate. Like, it was awesome. It's one of the best years it was one of, like, the most enjoyable years of my career, because, you know, first year of first grade, just around all these big dogs, like all these famous guys, like beers after every game, and just like living the absolute dream.
Well, we've had a freaking amazing career, like hearing all those stories. Nah, mate, bloody awesome chat, brother, and had a good little insight, so I really appreciate your time, and good luck this season. I'll see you for the opening round.
Sounds good.
Obviously, I've got no mates here, so I'm practicing this all by myself.
You can't obviously lift people, so you gotta find objects around the house. Like this piece of wood. Like this mop. Like this baby.
Now I'm using this, but you can easily use
a tree. Crouch. Bind.
And if you want to get real expert on it, go onto our knees.
You show and go if you need to.
As you can see, is a great returner of the ball.
And my mate Barbara, the Blake friend's actually holding up my target for me. Hey Barbara, how you been? Try it each day and see if you get better.
Well, over the last few months, we've been able to go into the homes of players and really get to know them, not just on the rugby field, but as players themselves. And they're all so normal, except Ardie Savea. He's got some special talents, and his acting in a Shortland Street stint was my favourite.
Well, I love his confidence, Kirsty, giving it a go, getting out of his comfort zone, but I'm yet to hear that he's got the call up to Shortland Street, and I'm just young to throw that. I don't think it's going to come anytime soon.
Hey TK, mate, we got a patient here that needs some TK, mate, we need to sort this out. We got a patient here with COVID-19. He's spreading it around the hospital, mate. We need help. We need help. Help me out here, mate. I'm struggling. Please. Oh.
Get you on.
Now blindside. Chance here. Tukaki. Marshall's inside. Gardner to Miller. Marshall again.
Yes. Well, that was a determined effort by Marshall, wasn't it?
Justin Marshall, no rugby for 3 months. You haven't been able to pull out any of your famous commentary lines. How are you feeling about it all?
It's been weird. Like, I guess you're kind of a bit like a fan. I know we still work in the game, and you still got that association, but you're a bit like a fan where you're craving the rugby.
Do you think you'll be nervous this weekend?
Yeah, I think I will be. It's it's one of those ones where also there's been so many changes. It's a completely different competition. You've got that aspect, but then you've got some law changes as well. The golden point. How about that? Imagine if we get a golden point in the first game.
Yeah, but what happens if it's like the NRL and the coaches afterwards that are on the losing side are furious after a golden point,
Yeah, well, that's probably going to, and what will teams do? Will they opt for what rugby league does, which is just try to get field position to milk a drop goal? Whereas in rugby, unlike rugby league, when you run out of tackles, you could actually put 25 phases together in a kickable position until the opposition make a mistake. But more importantly, I think the major thing to come out of it, if I was thinking about this as me, so what a shot in the arm for the players. Super Rugby's gone, as we know it. We've created this new game, but also the players have had to take pay cuts. The actual global game is in jeopardy. Where it's going to go and how it's going to evolve is very much, up in the air at the moment. How motivated are they going to be out there showing us all of their array of skills, all of their talent? They've been sitting in limbo for nearly 3 months without playing much rugby. That's got to invigorate you as a spectator, because the players, I think, will be more motivated, less tired than they've ever been.
What have you been doing during lockdown? Give us Marshy's rundown of being isolated in Queenstown.
Well, I did actually feel a bit guilty because, burpee challenges, press-up challenges are coming out. And basically what I was doing was spending time down in my garage making beer. And I thought, well, there's two ways that this is going here. One, that I'm not getting any fitter, and two, that I'm probably getting even more into the digging a deep hole, because I'm having to taste the product all the time and experiment with it. So, yeah, I really enjoyed doing that. It consumed quite a lot of my time. Apart from that, I enjoyed the archive stuff that we were showing on Sky, watching some of the old classic games.
Down on the blind side by Marshall, yes!
So we're going to take you back to some of your best moments.
Are you really?
One of your best moments.
Go on then.
You know the one. 2000 against the Duffie.
Well, that's a funny old decision.
Number 9.
Now, what is Justin Marshall doing here? I think he thought he was going to get the yellow card, so he took off anyway.
What people have got to have here for me is sympathy first, okay? Because if you watch the full sequence of events and the incompetency of Andre Watson, we were moving forward in the line-out, and if you'll continue to watch it, they were actually illegally trying to stop the maul, which he steps in, and then he gets them out of there, and then the maul, which had stopped at the time because they were illegal, starts moving again. And the minute that it starts moving, he tells me that I have to clear it. And my words to him were, Andre, it's still moving forward. The other thing people have got to recognise is check out the time on the clock. We needed a converted try. We needed a try, I think it was, to draw, and the conversion would have won us the game, and there was no time left. So this was a massive moment in the game. Massive. So basically I turned, looked at Andre, and what I said I can't repeat on TV. So when I saw him react, he sort of went upright and he sort of reached down with his hand. I thought, well, you can't speak to a referee like that, kids. You can't speak to a referee like that. He's going to bin me. And actually, to be perfectly honest, I don't give a shit. George was going, Marshy, where you going, mate? The game's not over yet. We're not finished. Marshy, come back, as if he's willing me back. So it's embarrassing now that I look at it, because it's kind of a sulky sort of, situation where I've, basically thrown my toys in and said, nah.
So we brought this up with Nertz, obviously, your good mate, and this is what he said about the situation.
And it was pretty funny, but I've seen this from Marshy a bit, most notably on the golf course, where he just gets the pip after about 14 holes and just storms off.
Well, that's a bit rich, because get this, Mert is one of the biggest sort of what we would call ourselves competitive sulkers that you'll get out there as well. We were once doing our final preparations at a hotel called the Cotswold on Papanui Road in Christchurch. where the backs are just flicking the ball around. The ball went to Mertz and hit him in the chest and he dropped it, and it was like, you're out, Mertz. And it was like, no, I wasn't ready for that. And it was like, well, you've got to be ready for everything. Yeah, but no one said start. Well, it doesn't matter, Mertz, you're out. He said, no, I'm not out, You are out, Mertz. He picked up the ball off the ground, didn't know, he booted it out of the hotel, and then out of the hotel, over top of the roof of the hotel, across Papanui Road into the hotel on the other side, and then stormed off back to his bedroom.
So good.
So how rich is that?
Yeah.
Telling me that I used to do it a lot.
Yeah.
I learned from the best.
Well, Izzy, this is it. That is the end of Investec Super Rugby Isolation Nation. It has been a wonderful time. You've done a fantastic job, may I add. And
so have you, Kirsty. You have done very well. And
You've carried us.
No, you have carried us. I commend you with all your hard work. So thank you very much, my good friend.
Thank you. But it's the people at home, so thank you so much for watching. We really do hope that you've enjoyed this over the last couple of months, and you're amazing. All the work that you have done to keep our country safe. We'll catch you this weekend. Super Rugby Aotearoa. It's all on.
Let's go.
I'm All Blacks and Chiefs prop Angus Savea, and that was Isolation Nation.